Hello everyone, welcome to another movie review. I just got done seeing The Flash, directed by Andy Muschietti, the guy who directed It Chapter 1, It Chapter 2. I'm sure he's done other stuff too, I just don't know, I'm not familiar with him. Aside from those movies, obviously. So this is the, I forget how many movies there are in the DCU, but this is probably the 11th or 12th movie in the DCU. Highly anticipated by many people, actually including myself, even though I'm sure a lot of you guys know I'm not really super into this series in particular. Only select films. I love the Suicide Squad, James Gunn's version. I love the Snyder cut of the Justice League. I love Birds of Prey. I know a lot of people don't like Birds of Prey. And yeah, there's certain ones in this franchise I love. There's certain ones I don't care for at all. And then there's some that I just feel like whatever about. Like, for instance, Shazam was whatever. But, Peacemaker actually was really great. I'm not going to say I loved it. I haven't gone back to rewatch it, but Peacemaker was great. And Man of Steel, is all right. And, I know a lot of people love that movie. But anyways, this series for me has had its ups and downs. And now we're 10 years in officially because Man of Steel came out in 2013. So it's appropriate because this movie takes a lot from Man of Steel, obviously. So I'm not going to be talking spoilers until the end of the review, as usual. And I'm pretty sure that section of the video will be longer than the review because there's a lot to talk about, spoiler-wise. But overall, with this film, I gotta say, it was very good. It wasn't like a 10 out of 10 or anything, for me at least. If you're like a diehard DC fan, a Flash fan, you might love this movie more than I did. The strongest component of this movie for me is kind of unfortunate because of Ezra Miller. My favorite part of this movie was Ezra Miller's performances, actually, as, both versions of Barry and, unbelievable job. Like, honestly, carried this whole movie, kudos, but as a person, it's, like I said, it's unfortunate. Unbelievable performance. The dynamic between both Barrys in this movie, I thought was the strongest part. The hijinks that both of them got into, and, Michael Keaton as Batman, obviously, really great. A little underwhelmed, though, in terms of, not the screen time, but sort of, I don't know, something just felt missing with Michael Keaton's Batman. I don't know. I didn't feel like totally fulfilled in that department. Same with Supergirl. Great performance by Sasha Calle. I'm not sure how you say her name. She was great, but again, I feel like I was missing something. Not screen time wise. I feel like she had a fair amount of screen time, but I don't know. I feel like we could have had more. Considering this is like a July, summer blockbuster, or sorry, June. I already forgot what month we're in. This is a June summer blockbuster, the biggest film of the year, arguably, you would think this movie would have been, bigger in scale. I mean, it's not small in scale, but the end result, like, when the movie finished, I was just like, okay. It was sort of like, I don't want to say underwhelming, but it kind of was a little bit, because the hype going into it, and, I guess the fans, we do this to ourselves. We kind of overhype things, and, But don't get me wrong, though. The stakes are high in this movie, but the end result just felt kind of, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I didn't feel, totally fulfilled, if that makes any sense. The soundtrack was great. Of course, you get some of the Danny Elfman Batman music in there, and, again, I don't know. I feel kind of weird after this movie. Like, there are definitely surprises in there, but the surprises are also kind of weird. I don't know how to explain it, except for a couple, which are, I'll talk more in the spoilers. It's hard to explain without spoiling. But, yeah, this movie was very good, honestly. Like, I think I'm going to give this one an 8.5. I don't want to give it quite a 9. It wasn't that great. The sentimental value also was great. The whole dynamic with, Barry trying to save his mother, and, the lesson he learns by the end of the film, it was very compelling and very emotional. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of got glassy-eyed a little bit. I didn't cry or anything. I didn't tear up, but I kind of got a little glassy-eyed. So the emotions were definitely there. The action was really good. The special effects, for the most part, were really good. I saw a lot of reviews saying, like, the scenes where both Ezra Miller, kind of, he's playing two versions of Barry. When both Barrys are on the screen together, like, people saying in their reviews saying, oh, you can tell which one's Ezra Miller, which one isn't, which one's like a deep fake or whatever, which one's, CGI. Honestly, to me, it looked really good. Like, I thought every scene with the two Ezra Millers in it was seamless almost. Like, I didn't notice any, like, weird CGI face on either one. I don't know what people were seeing, but, to me it looked totally fine. So, special effects wise, very good. Again, the action was great. Seeing Michael Keaton's Batman in action was awesome. Obviously, I wasn't even born when those movies came out, so I've seen them, Batman and Batman Returns, Tim Burton. But yeah, it's cool to actually get to see this. I actually saw the movie in IMAX, and it was cool. It was really cool to see it in IMAX. Again, this movie didn't blow my socks off. I'm not trying to disappoint anybody. If you're a big DCU fan, you're gonna like this more than me, probably. Like I said, so. I honestly don't have much else to say. Like, Barry, the basic plot of the movie, Barry tries to go and save his mother by going back in time, and hijinks ensue, big time, man. There's a lot of great jokes in the movie, too. Another thing I noticed, I don't know if it was just my audience, nobody really reacted, like, a lot. Like, there were laughs here and there for the jokes, but, like, in terms of, like the fan service, I guess, there wasn't a lot of reaction, except for the end. There's one surprise, like, at the end of the movie, and that got a really good reaction. So, but everything else was just kind of, like, even Michael Keaton's Batman, like, my audience didn't really make any noise for him. So I don't know if it was just my audience, but yeah, I went to an early showing. I went to the 3 p.m. showing. So maybe that's, I don't know, maybe the nighttime crowd is better. I don't know. But yeah, that's really about it. I honestly don't have a lot to say. 8.5 out of 10, very good movie, I don't know, I just I just feel kind of like let down a little bit, but again, don't take my word for it. This is just one person's opinion. You might love this, so go ahead and check it out. So I'm going to talk spoilers now. If you want to know actually my DCU ranking, I'll just go on my Letterboxd account. I'll update it with this movie. I'm not sure where I'm going to place it. It's probably going to fall somewhere. It'll definitely be in the top half. I'm not sure where though, but yeah, anyways, go ahead and leave the video. Come back later. I'm going to talk spoilers. So here's the spoiler section. So, what I was saying about earlier, where the surprises in the movie felt kind of weird, was because I feel like even, okay, Nicolas Cage, all of that was CGI. Like, I don't think that was actually Nicolas Cage, or obviously Henry Cavill showed up for a second, flashback, that, in that circle sphere thing where Barry was looking at his past events or whatever, you literally see Henry Cavill for a second, but that's all CGI. Like, I don't think any of that was real. Like, obviously, Christopher Reeve, that was cool to see that, and all the older versions of Batman and the Flash and stuff, but that was all CGI, you could tell. Obviously, Christopher Reeve's, died a long time ago. I understand that, but, like, the Nicolas Cage thing, like, it's cool to see, but, like, that wasn't, I don't think that was actually Nicolas Cage. Correct me if I'm wrong, Obviously, at the end of the movie, you get George Clooney as Batman, which, honestly, was awesome. Batman and Robin is a terrible movie. Everyone knows this, but it was great to see him. I knew it was him right away. As soon as he answered the phone, there was a different voice. I was like, that sounds like George Clooney, and it was, so that was awesome. Honestly, that might have been my favorite surprise in the movie. Wonder Woman shows up, Aquaman shows up. So essentially, aside from Henry Cavill and the guy that plays Cyborg, who's a big crybaby, no offense if you're on his side of things, yeah, those are the only two Justice League members that didn't show up in this movie. Everybody else shows up, so it's pretty funny. Of course, Funko spoiled that Wonder Woman's in this movie, so I'm not sure why they even, did that. Like, why would you make she's in the movie for 5 seconds. Why did you even release a pop of her character in this movie? Like, I don't understand. But anyways, of course, Ben Affleck's Batman has literally, 2 scenes in the movie. They were both in the trailer. So that was a little disappointing, too. And this is obviously his last time we're going to see him as Batman, so, But another weird thing for me in the movie, you know, you see Michael Keaton's Batman die, and it's like, I don't think that doesn't even count, because Barry goes back and resets it. So, like, same with Supergirl. You see her die. So, like, technically they didn't die, right? I don't know. This movie, the stakes in this movie were high, but at the same time, it's like, I don't really know what happened. Like, he went back and reset everything, obviously. He learned his lesson. But now, I guess he's in the Batman and Robin universe, where George Clooney, you know, is Batman. So I don't really know. It's weird. Obviously now the DCU is going to be reset, so, you know, it's going to be all redone, and James Gunn's taking over. So, yeah, I don't know. And then, you know, you got other cameos in the movie. You got Thomas Curry, of course, which was cool, you know. Jason Momoa shows up at the... That was a very weird post-credit scene, by the way. Like, I was expecting some sort of, you know, something else. Just, don't get me wrong, it was funny, but, like, interesting, you know. It was like, all right, that's what you're going with, is the post-credit scene. There was no mid-credit scene. The music was good, obviously, you know. But, yeah, spoiler-wise, you know, Michael Shannon as Zod, again, like, that's another one. It's like, he didn't die. So, like, nothing really felt conclusive, kind of. Like, it just felt like, I don't know how to explain it. It just felt weird. Seeing the other Barry deteriorate into Dark Flash was very well done, I think. And he sacrifices himself, you know, thus killing the older Dark Flash, which I thought was cool. You know, it was great. But again, the surprises in this movie were weird because they're all, like, CGI. Like, I don't know. This review's all over the place. But trying to think of other spoilers. I was kind of hoping, too, to see some sort of references to the Tim Burton movie. The Tim Burton movies, I should say. But there really weren't any. Like, at least, like, a picture of Alfred, you know, or something. Or, you know, I don't know. I was expecting something. But Michael Keaton was good, you know. It's just... I don't know. It felt even like his entrance into like his first appearance in the movie. Like, he has a fight scene, which is great, but it didn't feel like this big moment. Like, oh, okay, he's just here now. Like, I don't know. I expected like a more grand entrance for him. So I don't know. It was weird for me, this movie. But very good though. Like I said, still an 8.5. Trying to think of other spoilers that I didn't mention. But yeah, you know, we got to see all those brief glimpses into the other universes. Like, we even saw like Adam West as Batman, of course, you know, and it like the very first Superman, you know. So it was interesting. And I heard too online that the director, he spoiled like a big cameo in the movie. I assume it's the George Clooney thing. I don't know. I never actually saw what that was, so I guess I got lucky. Because I think people were saying it's like a thing at the end of the movie. So I assume it's a George Clooney cameo that he spoiled. But yeah, going forward, I'm not sure what's going to happen. You know, I guess he's now, like I said, I think he's in the Joel Schumacher universe now. I don't really know. Like, it's weird. So anyways, yeah, this movie was just weird for me. I don't know. I got to rewatch it, I guess. Go see it in IMAX. You know, it was definitely worth the IMAX price, I think. Very visually stunning movie. And yeah, that's really about it, actually. I thought this review would be longer, but anyways, let me know what you thought of the film in the comments. That's really about it. 2 weeks from now, I'm going to be seeing Indiana Jones, and it had its premiere last night. And thank God, a lot of people are saying the movie's actually really good. I don't know if Cannes had a stick up, or the Cannes Film Festival. I don't know if they had a stick up their ass or something, saying the movie sucked. Now everybody's saying the movie's great, so I don't know what it is. But I'm very optimistic, you know. As a lot of you guys know, I give very high scores for movies that don't deserve them sometimes. So I think I'm probably going to like Indiana Jones. So I'm crossing my fingers for that one. So that's going to be in 2 weeks. But anyways, that's about it for The Flash. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you thought of the film in the comments. Like I said, go check out my ranking on Letterboxd. And that's really about it. So have a good one. Bye-bye.